So good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another Webinar Wednesday from Sight and Sound Technology. Great to be back with you. It is the 5th of July, and my name is Stuart Lawler from Sight and Sound Technology. My colleague Sharon Lyons is also with us today from Sight and Sound Technology, and we're absolutely delighted to be joined by our special guest, who's also a great friend, and that's Jan Bloem, who is the International Sales Manager with Vispero, based in the Netherlands. And Jan has traveled the world talking about JAWS and all the other great products that he is part of and using. Yeah,
Yeah.
and Jan is a user as well. It's important to say that.
Yeah.
So the background, I suppose, to today's session is that we are counting down to Site Village. In about a little under 2 weeks from now, we'll all
Yeah.
be in Birmingham. Unfortunately, Jan won't, but
No, I'm on holidays then.
that's okay.
It's a pity, guys.
You're
It's a
allowed.
pity.
You're
Yeah,
allowed.
yeah, 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 yeah. But I'll be back in November. Then
You'll
we
come
can.
back in
Yeah, yeah,
November, yeah.
yeah.
So we are counting down to Site Village. There are some offers that are going to launch on the 17th of July, which is the first day of the Site Village exhibition. We'll give you more information on those shortly. But if you haven't upgraded your software in a little while, be that JAWS or Fusion or Zoomtext, you might be kind of wondering, well, what's been happening in the last couple of years? And we thought it would be a good time to just bring Jan back to talk about some of the big changes that have happened over the last couple of years, what's been going on, and why it might be worth doing an upgrade. And there are people here I know who are saying, but what about 2024? Jan
Exactly.
has a few teasers for us.
Yeah.
So we are going to talk about 2024, but not for a while. I think we want people to stay for a little while.
Yeah.
We'll make sure to do that before the end of the session. Now, if you want to get in touch with us, please do. You can raise your hand by pressing Alt and Y on Windows, or accessing the raise hand option if you are joining us using a mobile app, be that on iOS or Android. And similarly, if you'd like to chat to us today, Alt and H on Windows, and we've seen chats already, or you can press the chat button on your mobile app. And Sharon is keeping a close eye on chat, and we will make sure to pop back and forward to Sharon to see how things are going in relation to your queries. Jan will do his very best to answer questions. And I think, Jan, we've a lot to get through. This must be a kind of exciting time of the year for you guys, because you're not too far out from the 2024 release at this point.
No. JAWS and now also recently then Zoomtext and Fusion are quite consistently now with the yearly release. Actually, we are now at 2023. And we will, I think in 2018, I think we started with this also putting the name of the year in the version. Before that, it was JAWS 18, 17, and 16, etc. That was quite a nice time. But we have always the regular thing that we release it end of October, close to Thanksgiving, the US Thanksgiving Day. And we will have our private or the public beta period in September. And that was always the case with Eric Demery. And when Ryan and Roxana took over from Eric, I think it was already last year, I think. Yeah, I think so too. They have consistently continued this cyclus. And that is quite good. And in the meantime, we have then every month or every 2 months we have an update. Then sometimes also with minor bug fixes, but since it in the beginning, I think you remember, Stuart, as well. We have coming up with the new release, then all the new features should come automatically at the directly, but now it's more spread over through the cycle. And it's so it's very important also to keep up to date with your SMAs. That's always very good to stay up to date. What Windows is doing every once in a while, a nice update. That's also what we need to do. But also, therefore, it's important to keep your license also up to date. But yeah, Stuart, we are on schedule. and yeah, we are heading to a nice release. Exciting.
Brilliant. And you mentioned the public testing cycle in September, the public beta rather. I suppose it's a great chance for people just who might want to get a little preview, isn't it? Just to get a look at it.
Because that will not look at your license, so you have the opportunity to even have not a valid license already to look to participate in the public beta. And then just before closing the gap, there was another conference, but closing the time, we will then also activate this license, and then yeah, we will need to also honor the people who purchased for the license, had to also make benefit of that. So then you need to have your license up to date. But for sure, yeah, and then there is always on the website, on the JAWS headquarter website, you go there and then you can participate in the public beta, and then it's very important to give your feedback and also to fill in the right forms. It's a to make the bug reports as complete as you can make it, and then also yeah, we all benefit from it.
Okay. Yeah, and I suppose it's really important, as you say, people will give you that feedback and fill in the form and submit that feedback. Okay, so just before we go into some of the things that have been added in the last little while, we did say we'd tell you about the offer that will be available from the 17th of July. It is for a limited time. So people who have JAWS, regardless of what version, will be able to get the current version of JAWS, which is version 2023, for £169. So you can upgrade for a fixed price of £169. If you have Zoomtext Reader or Zoomtext Magnifier, the upgrade cost will be £139. And that, again, doesn't matter what version you are upgrading from. That upgrade is a fixed price. So 169 for JAWS and 139 for Zoomtext. And we will do the calculations for Euro people as well before the end of the session. And as I say, those offers, please don't contact us now because they're not available yet. They will be available from the 17th of July, either online or over the phone. Lots more information on our social media channels nearer the time, and the Sight and Sound website and podcasts and all sorts of places. So again, please don't do it yet. It will be from the 17th of July. So Jan, I think you've put together a nice little presentation, kind of highlighting some of the good bits.
I was also surprised, Stuart. There is quite a big list, to be honest. I was also going, yeah, no need to go through the history again, but yeah, I was surprised.
There really is a big list, and it's actually really interesting because we're going to run this presentation live. So what we're going to do is we're going to screen share it for people to see it, but also for people to hear it with JAWS. And actually, Jan, I was thinking about this when I was having my lunch. This is a little way as well for people to see how well JAWS works with PowerPoint. So if you were delivering a presentation and you needed to have JAWS speak in your ear, this is one of the ways you could do it. I'm just going to, if you bear with me for a moment, I need to just switch my audio device so that we can share my computer sound. While we're doing that, Sharon, is there anything on chat that you wanted to alert us to? It's fine if not, but...
Well, actually, yes. Doris Rodriguez says that she's going to have her bot take meeting notes.
Wow, that sounds very posh.
Yeah, so she's put a link in there. It's part of Zoom. It's an app from Zoom. So she says, let us know if you want to copy. So maybe she'll let us know how it goes.
If you don't mind, that would be great. Yeah.
So it's the URL is your usual bit at the beginning, HTTPS blah blah blah, zoom.beulr. So B for Bob, beulr.com. Zoom.beulr.
Zoom.blur. Okay, so thanks for that. That's really interesting. I'm going to share my screen, and hopefully we're going to get my JAWS as well.
I hear it already on the background. I can also inform you in the meantime, I won't be this time at Site Village, but my colleagues, Jim Porsche and Mike Statham, they will be there from Vispero. So you can always, if you have questions or whatever, if you want to have a private moment or whatever to share things or to complain or to say things have to change, whatever, please, yeah, contact them. You know,
Brilliant.
make use of the opportunity.
Make use of it, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm missing, of course, because every time something changes in Zoom, and I am not seeing the little button that says share computer sound.
Oh, yeah.
Which seems to have just vanished. So bear with us for a sec, and we'll see, can we do something? Okay, I am not seeing, unfortunately, anything to allow me to share my audio, which is a bit strange. I don't know if you want to try, Jan, on your end.
Shall I do it? Yeah.
Just in case you can see it.
I did it during my
Zoom did an update just before lunchtime, so possibly something
share screen
has changed. And while Jan is testing that again, we will remind people, Alt and Y if you want to raise your hand, Alt and H if you want to chat or ask any questions. And those offers again, £169 to upgrade any version of JAWS, and £139 for Zoomtext, either Zoomtext magnification or Zoomtext mag reader, but only from the 17th of July. Please don't contact us prior to that.
That is a nice thing, Oren, because it's also not here.
It's not here, so we are missing a share sound, guys. This is live. This is,
but this is really because yesterday when I tried it, it was there.
Yeah.
Show all windows button. I can also try to. I see the optimize for video clip.
Yeah.
Because that one you need when you want to share also with Fusion and Zoomtext. You can share also the enhancements of Zoomtext, and then you need to press that one. But
well, Jan, maybe the next best thing is then for you just to share the presentation and talk us through it. Maybe talk us through the few things you wanted to highlight. Unfortunately, we don't seem to be able to demo that.
But
and
we can try.
It is like, if you want to try, Sharon. Yeah.
Hang on, I'm not quite ready.
Or there's a basic tab.
One of the things that is worth mentioning, I think, again, is that upgrading your, and Jan, you did kind of say this as well earlier, keeping up to date really pays off when you're using things like Microsoft Office or Microsoft Teams or even Zoom, as we've seen today, where things get upgraded, kind of all the time. And there's a better chance of compatibility in terms of the assistive technology if you have your screen reader up to date, because you're going to get those updates pretty soon thereafter.
Yeah.
So I think it's another point worth mentioning.
There's a good question in the chat. Sorry.
Okay.
Is how much for an SMA?
They're just updates. We're not doing SMAs this year, so it's a one-off update.
A one-off update.
So look, give a call if you want to look if you're interested in SMAs, but they're slightly different to previous years, so they're upgrades only this year. 169 and 139. But if you're looking for an SMA, give us a call.
And also, will Sight and Sound be ever going to an annual license? Derry asks.
I think it's been discussed, and I don't really know, Derry, because I think it's bigger than, I think, just Sight and Sound. I think Vispero are trying to talk to other dealers about it as well. I don't think it's anything that I or probably Jan even can comment on, other than to say that I think there's sort of ongoing in the background.
Right.
Yeah, I'm now trying to stop.
Yeah, I see that. Do you want me to try sharing the screen?
But there is no sound but checkbox anymore. It's really weird.
Oh, it's there. It's there, but it's grayed out.
It's grayed out.
Grayed out. Wow. Okay.
It is there. Optimized for video clip and share sound is there. Why is that not?
We may have discovered a bug within Zoom. Jan, if you want, I will
just continue.
Yeah, I think
so. I will also talk you through my presentations, and then we can always share the presentation. I think
we can make the present. Anyone who wants the presentation can have it. Yeah.
Well, then I will, well, welcome. Thank you very much, Stuart, for having me and to give us the chance to yeah, explain what we are doing with Vispero for the software suite, JAWS, Zoomtext, and then Fusion. Here I will yeah, briefly highlight what we have done so far. From I think, well, I went from 2020 a little bit beyond, and then I will also give some teasers for what we will do in 20 or in October this year to release 2024. I have set up some features of Zoomtext and also some of JAWS, of course. And now I will go into the slide of Zoomtext features. And then the first one, what came up is the voice assistant. And that is together for the whole suite, but especially also useful for Zoomtext users, especially people who are not familiar, like all screen reader users. Well, the majority is a screen reader user, a part of this webinar, I think. We all used of the keystrokes insert J, insert T for the time, but the most used is, well, I can make up a quiz, but I think insert F12, you know, for the time, it's always useful to know. And so there, but yeah, Zoomtext users, they are more used to use the mouse in that way. And then voice assistant is really a nice feature. So when you know the feature by head, you know, and also had the name of the feature, then you don't need to memorize the short key, but you can speak out. You have a alert key combination or an alert wake up call, like you do also with your Alexa or your Google Home device at home. You wake up, that is with Sumi or Hey Sumi or Hey Sharky for JAWS. And then you can mention the feature name, and that is, for example, speak name, time or time or date, or select text or copy text to clipboard, etc. There are more and more yeah, features coming into available for the voice assistant. And it is really helpful, especially for people who don't have problems with memorizing all those yeah, keys or the function keys. The next feature I want to briefly highlight for Zoomtext is the favorite zoom levels. And when you are using a magnification program, you are able to switch from magnification 0 to yeah, magnification level in the 30s or even 60s. But yeah, you don't use them all. And when you are scrolling or using using the mouse button to increase or decrease, or the function keys, caps lock up and down, then you can also skip or set preferred zoom levels, and that is yeah, quite useful for those people who make use of that. So that is a nice, interesting feature what came up, and that is also yeah, brought up by a user, because yeah, that's the advantage of Freedom Scientific still. From the beginning, I joined them since 2006, but now we are since the merge 2017. It's still that a lot of users are part of the development process, but also in the beta process and also in the defining of the features. Ryan Jones, our new product manager, or the head of the software, is also yeah, blind and using the software himself. So it's really made by users and also for the users. The next feature is true center tracking. And that is, when I was low vision myself, I can speak from my own experience, then you were able, or it was difficult to switch your location. Where do I need to look for this feature, or where's the text, or where's the mouse, or where's the pointer? With true center tracking, you always, the mouse is at the true center of the screen. So whatever you, and then the whole, where you want to go, to the left top or the right or the up or down, the screen behind is moving, but the focus is always at the center of your monitor. So you have no difficulty to find the text you are looking for whenever you are scrolling or moving your mouse. It's really a nice feature. And yeah, I was using it also with Magic, but now with Zoomtext it is still there. But I'm now a little bit more lying because I am too blind to make use of it myself. But I can understand that it's really a nice feature. Then tethered view. That's also a nice new feature within Zoomtext already since a couple of versions. We all remember that when you are, for example, bringing up the start menu, then you have the edit field, and then you type the program where you want to start. Then there is a pop-up menu coming up, and with the suggestions. And that is not at the same location, especially when you're using a higher magnification level. You need to change your look with your eyes where it is. And with tethered view, this pop-up menu is closely brought in the view where you are typing. So it's not far away. So that's really helpful. So bringing the result of your typing for suggestions within your viewing range. And that is tethered view. We have done it so far for the start menu, and with Excel, we have done it for the formula, and in Word, we've done it with comments. And that is really a nice feature example of bringing the technique of Zoomtext there for you, because it is for you as a low vision person sometimes a problem to find the text or to find all the options what is magnified, especially when you use a higher magnification. Then there is a recently released feature that is freeze view. Well, then you say, hey, yeah, we had already this feature. Well, yeah, it is there, but it was not really the best performed feature. There were some cons on it. The main con was that you could only have one freeze area at a time, and that has been increased to 4. And also another main or disadvantage of this feature was that you could not interact with this area or directly when it was frozen. Now it is possible that you can use your mouse on that area and then also interact with that same window at the same time. There has been also some short keys within to check to directly jump to it, just like also with you can compare with JAWS with monitor cells in Excel, that you can jump directly to that thing, or with the frame viewer, you can also do that. But Zoomtext has now also this feature. Then we also introduced the early adapter program in Zoomtext and Fusion. And I wanted to show that then also during this presentation, but you go to enable that because sometimes a feature what is being developed in the beta program, or even also in the released versions, is that it is not yet ready for full release. We want to get some feedback from the users. And therefore, we introduced this program for early adapters. You always have people, Windows has the insider program. We have then the early adapter program. You can enable sometimes already features. And this, no, the screen is not shared, sorry, because we don't have the sound effect or sharing sound checkbox now available, sorry. But you go to the Fusion to the main menu, to the Fusion menu, and then you find in that menu the early adapter program. When you open that early adapter program, you see the available features for that early adapter program, with also a short description and also a very important checkbox. You can enable it or not. and you can simply play with that. And the beauty of it, you can always uncheck it. So when you are not familiar with it, or you don't like the feature, whatever, then you can also disable it and go back to your trustful, stable situation. The feature is stable, but it is, for us developers, and not yet completely ready, but we will like to have your input. So that is, so you don't need to sign anything or to adapt to whatever. No, you simply enable it or not. Yeah. So that is very nice. Also, this freeze function, and also the tethered view, for example, those were also already presented in this early adapter program. I will now move to the JAWS features. And the first one is also, again, the voice assistant. Well, we have spoken, we mentioned that for Zoomtext. Well, it's the same also for JAWS. And then we have already the since long the OCR feature with JAWS and with Fusion. You can do that from an inaccessible PDF file that is now automatically prompted when this PDF is a picture. You can then automatically click on yes to perform the OCR, or when you are opening an Adobe file or a PDF in Adobe, you can press insert spacebar O for OCR and then the D for document, and then it will be automatically processed. But you can also use it from the Perl or an external scanner. In the results, there was not really, you could copy or select the text and copy and paste it into Word, but now there is a link underneath in the result viewer that you can directly bring it into Word. So that is a feature what was recently there. So it's very useful, and it is powerful. Then a really nice, powerful new feature in this whole thing is the sound splitter. And we have spoken it, I think, with the developer already within the with a previous webinar with you guys for Sight and Sound, Mohammed Lajer, and he is my colleague from the Netherlands. He lives in Amsterdam. And he is a really powerful JAWS user and a powerful developer as well. And he developed this feature, and not on his own, but also in collaboration, of course. And the beauty of it, when we are using, for example, this kind of applications, Zoom or Teams, is then when you are using your JAWS and you want to listen to this presentation, you can split the sound to one side of your headphone. And that is very nice. So you can focus more on your left here to the presenter, and on the right, you can focus more to the JAWS sound. And it is very easy to do. It is with the sound, with the layered keystrokes, insert spacebar V, and then you can use the character B to go to balance, and then you can press left or right to bring it to left and right. And also, when you have a question, what kind of features are available during the for a layered keystroke, then you can use the question mark. For example, insert spacebar V of voice, and then press the question mark. Then all available commands for voice are then available. Also, a nice one, what I don't want to, well, it's also listed here, is to change from sound cards. And I really struggled with it this afternoon as well, because I am now in the office and there is a high-tech environment. So when you log on to your to the system, then your system is connected to a television screen and whatever. So but also a sound card is nowadays at this television screen, and then you can use the keystrokes, insert spacebar V of voice, and then the C of card, and then you list with the up and down arrow keys through the available sound cards connected to your system. Because what happened on my side is that I had no sound output anymore. And then, oh my God, what sound card do I need to have? and you don't know it. But this is a keystroke you memorize yourself. So insert spacebar V and then Z, Charlie, and then you press the up and down, and then pock, hey, there it came. And then you have your sound back, and then you are in control again of your. So that's also a really powerful feature to be on your own and to be self-independent. I will move down to the next one. This is really one I already touched. There was a sound card. And then we have a new one also very good for Braille users, is that you can switch more quickly to a different Braille table on the fly. For example, we are in Europe, we have multiple languages, German, French, Dutch, Danish, but also Spanish and Italian, etc. And they all have different Braille tables than the English ones. And therefore, you can, when reading Braille, then it is sometimes preferable to have that Braille table also selected. And it was possible to do that, but it was not really nice to do at all. And therefore, we developed a nice thing, just like a little bit you can compare it with the how you select also the voice profiles with a keystroke. Now you can do that also with the Braille the tables. We can also set it up that it will switch automatically, but you can also do it manually, so you are more in charge yourself. So it is really powerful, and it has been also already in this webinar been displayed, also we are explained. So yeah, that's very powerful. So please look it up yourself if you want to have more information about it. And it is Braille display independent, so you can so it is a JAWS feature. I will move to the next one. This is a one I use myself on a daily basis, and it is a simple one, but also I remember it's also a feature for what is made by Mr. Mo himself, is that you can, we all know when the majority of people are using Outlook. And sometimes you have a multiple or emails with, you know, it goes back and forth with with all people comment on it, etc. So it can be a long thread. And then, of course, you can use your arrow keys going up and down through it. But yeah, you skip already a long time and you have, well, not always the time and also the energy to go through the header and also the people who are being sent on CC or BCC, etc. And then there is the keystroke N of November, and then you can move from mail to mail. So then you skip all the redundant information of the header, the time, etc., and the subject. Very powerful. And you can go backward with Shift N, Shift November, and then also move to the next one with the N. And nice feature is also when you have connected it to your Focus Blue Braille display, you can select with the nav mode button, left and right on the Braille display, click to then also the navigation, and then you can use your nav rocker keys, had the simulation of the wish wheels of the past, to move backward and forward through all the mails. To be honest, I use it daily. It is really powerful. Then I'll move to the next one. Oh, those were the ones, this slide. Now I'll move to the next. It's time. Then the new JAWS features. A nice one is Smart Lens. And I think, Stuart, you mentioned during the preparation that you had a nice feature, how you use it yourself, Smart Lens.
Yeah, that's right, Jan. So our national train provider here in Ireland, Irish Rail, has its website. When you look up times of trains, if there's a lot of trains, maybe in a specific period of time, you can use the letter Y, which is the shortcut for smart glance, to jump from one smart glance area to the next.
Perhaps we should explain what is a smart glance. You know, what does it look like?
Okay. Yeah. So because it's to do with areas of the screen that are visually that might visually not be as prominent, isn't that right?
Yeah, and is not tagged with a HTML tag, so not with an heading or a link or a button or whatever, or an area, whatever.
So I think you will get different uses of this depending on the website you use, and some websites it will work better on than others. But for me, with the, as I say, with the train times, if I'm looking up trains and I'm maybe working out what time I need to be somewhere, I can flick down through all the smart glances, and at each time I press the letter Y, it tells me the time of the train when it leaves the particular station I want to travel from. It's probably the most useful function I've found for smart glance at the moment. I think you can use it on Amazon as well, but I haven't used it.
There is a webinar from the Freedom Scientific training department colleagues, and they have done a nice webinar podcast about it. That Rachel, she's shopping a lot on Amazon, and that is what she is also using. And then she gives you a nice example how to make use of this smart lens. And it's really powerful. It is also another tool in your toolbox, you know, to get as efficient and effectively through your reading of web pages. And that is also useful also in PDFs. Because some people forget that also that the quick navigation keys developed for HTML for the web pages used in Edge and Chrome and so on, that you can also use it in your PDF file. And you can see also more and more that developers of the PDFs are also using color highlights to emphasize, you know, on certain topics and areas. And with Smart Glance, you can jump to that. So it is really a nice feature to get information what you were not used to by the traditional H, you know, heading. That is really true. Yeah. Then another one, what has been introduced already a while ago, that is the notification history. That is the keystroke is insert spacebar N, also from November, and the history gives up. We are all used to that Windows is giving you information for example, there is a message that your sound card is not this, or that you are receiving an email, or even that your browser is giving some information that your page is loaded or not, etc. And it is good to have a way as a JAWS user and also a Fusion user to interact, or to at least get to know what was the mention about, and to also to go through the history of notifications provided by Windows. And when you are moving to this dialog box with insert spacebar N, you will end up in the list of the available notifications from the past. You are able to set up rules to eliminate them, to get a cleaner list of notifications, and also that you can delete them, or but at least to get a better understanding of what the information is coming. I don't know, Stuart, are you using it a lot yourself, this information history?
I use it sometimes.
Oh, notification history. Sorry.
I use it sometimes. The bits I have not really gotten into yet, but I want to use is where you can customize them heavily to speak maybe more minimally when you get a notification, like a Teams call, for example.
Exactly.
I do lots of Teams calling these days. So, yeah, it's a powerful feature, and it's a good example, Jan, of a feature that was started, I think, midway through a version cycle and was kind of added to during the same cycle, which is really good.
Okay, yeah. Then a nice one, what has been recently been introduced, that is Message Center. And that is something what is really, I think we have all been informed, also when you are starting up JAWS, you know that there is an FS cast, for example, or whatever. But now this message center is a way to give us the opportunity, and also us means also dealers, for example, for multiple languages, for different languages, is that you can inform the user about certain news related to this version. For example, there is a new FS Cast, for example, that's always nice that you can read about it and also directly go to this FS Cast, because the messages are in HTML and they can also be presented with active links. And then you can explain, for example, a new feature and give some more information about it, and to also bring up a link to a sneak preview or to a YouTube video with instructions, or it can bring you to the website where you can get more information. So it's really a powerful tool to inform again the user, and to have a better exchange of information, because information is the key for success. And especially nowadays with the more complex situation of software, etc., you can more specify it, and you can better bring it to the user in an very possible positive way, so you can get the best information. So it is new. You can also specify it in the settings center. If you are simply not bothered and you don't want to have it, you can also say that, so that then you are not alerted. It is on demand. So the keystroke is insert spacebar shift M of message center, and therefore it is so it won't disturb you, but you can really benefit from it, and that is really the power of it. Then I will go to the next one. And that's what I use also. Well, I used it last week. It is the how do you say that? The automatically detecting and get functioning of Braille displays. And I was always a little bit annoyed myself that it was not possible, but finally it is there, that you can, when you connect a Braille display from whatever brand to your system. I was already familiar with the fact with the Focus Braille display that you could connect it, and it was already functioning out of the box. But now it will be that also for each other Braille display available. And I really can tell that from my own experience. I found a alpha Braille display in my cupboard, and I connected it to it, and it was running as smoothly could be. So that was really nice. So it is really a powerful feature. It is for via USB and also via Bluetooth. So that is a nice feature. Then in conjunction with that, I want to mention also when we talk about Braille displays, it looked like it is my own usage examples, but that is the beauty of when you use the software yourself, is that you have the time presentation also in the status cells of your Braille display. And whenever you want to have the time, you can press the key combination insert F12, but you can also have it all the time in your Braille display on the left hand side in the status cells. And then you can already read, well, it is now in mine time, it's 15:48. And it is your you are the 2:48, so you're 1 hour, we are 1 hour ahead of time. But that is very powerful. You don't need, so you simply feel it with your fingers, and that is really a nice, simple but feature, but really powerful. And it goes all for the efficiency and effective use of your screen reader. Then I will move. And then that's also improved support of WhatsApp, and that is really a program. Yeah, we all are used to use WhatsApp on our mobile phones, but there is now also a nice desktop client available for WhatsApp, And the recent feature of version of JAWS and Fusion 2023 have really nice features available for this powerful application. You get the alerts, so you get all the messages when there is a new WhatsApp. It will be spoken also. You hear the typing sound, you know, when you are in a thread and you hear that the other person is typing. You can simply open the provided voice memos, the videos, etc. It is I use it also. I have it on a daily base also opened on my system, and I use it a lot. You type much faster on your keyboard than I do on my braille display with when I have my focus connected to the iPhone, but also on the touchscreen. I am not so fast, but with the keyboard, yeah, I can type quite nicely with the WhatsApp. So that is a really powerful feature also with the latest 2023 feature of JAWS. Then I want to close this thing that we are now also with the 2023 cycle. We are able to automatically install with the same installer on ARM64 computers. And so with the what is the name, Stuart? Can you help me with this processor? It's not the Intel, but
I know it's the ARM64. I'm not sure what. I think it's the ARM processor, isn't it?
Yeah, the ARM processor. Yeah, that's correct. so I don't use it myself, but we got a request a lot to have this feature available. In the past, last year, we offered it as a special installer. But now it's included, so you can make use of the same download where you download or use also to install on Windows. Then you can also run it here. And it is not available yet for Zoomtext or for Fusion, but only for JAWS. And but it runs also with braille displays, etc. All the information is on the website of Freedom Scientific and there, but it is available for the people. And the advantage of this new type of hardware is that it is less consuming with the battery, and that you can use longer your battery or use longer your laptop. So that's the. So I don't know, Stuart, if we shall open it up quickly for the.
Yeah, for some, that's great, Jan. Thank you for taking us through.
Then we go to the teasers later on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll make people wait a bit longer for the teasers.
Yeah.
Thanks for taking us through a really comprehensive presentation, and we're very grateful to you for the time you took in putting that together and sharing it with us. So thank you, and obviously for your time as well today.
Oh yeah, it's always good to talk about JAWS, you know, and Fusion nowadays.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I do see a raised hand from Martin Foden. Martin, we'll come to you in a sec because you're at the moment the only hand raised. So we'll get to you in a sec. Before we do that, we might just pop over to Sharon to see how things are on chat. I did see a few things popping in. So how are things, Sharon?
Yep, good. We have a question from Paul Clayton who's saying about the voice assistant.
Okay.
He uses JAWS across the network, but he can't use the voice assistant with that setup.
Across a network, how do you mean? Is that with remote session?
Yeah, I think
so. He's behind a firewall, I would suspect, and he's not. So if that's not, if I've misunderstood the question, Paul, do come back. Paul. But I think.
You need to have also an active internet connection, because we are using the Microsoft and Google services available for that. So without an active internet and a good internet, there is always a small delay. But that is but I did not notice that it was not available with remote. But
yeah, Paul does say yes, that's right, Stuart. So
yeah, so I think the question more is about, and Paul, this might be one to if you want to send me an email and I'll get our support guys to look at it, because it's probably a matter of looking at if there's particular ports need to be enabled for you. So if you want to send me an email, Paul, I'll see what I can do at this end for you. That might be the easiest way to solve that one.
Yeah.
So thanks for that. Is there anything else you wanted to mention, Sharon?
It's just Jonathan was wondering whether the issues with sharing the screen with sound was due to the JAWS sound splitter at all.
I saw that on chat, and Sharon actually sent me a WhatsApp. And Jonathan, it's a good point, but no, it's not. But I have had that issue before, but not with. I think that for some reason the share button has just become disabled, the share audio button, and we'll have to investigate that.
Very strange.
But it is a good query.
No, the sound splitter is really an only. It is not. It is the output from JAWS, so it's not interfering with the.
Shouldn't be.
No, with the Zoom or with the Teams. It is funny because yesterday I was even using it with sound splitter, but there I was in my own private ivory tower at home. And here I am in this, in the high-tech office, I must say.
In the high-tech office, it does.
Yeah.
Okay. Just while we have the prices up in front, we did say we'd give euro pricing for those upgrades. So £169 is the UK price, or €202. That's for JAWS upgrade from any version to the current 2023, or £139 for Zoomtext, Mag or Mag Reader, or €166 is the conversion for that.
Okay.
So,
and then I will also mention, because sometimes you get confused. What is the keystroke of the feature, and I don't know. Then you can always. What is nice is to bring up this feature, insert spacebar J. And then you can really type your keystroke or the name of the feature you're looking for, and then JAWS will come up with all matches, and then it will give you a short description, and it will give you even the keystroke, but also a link to directly perform that keystroke. So it's really a powerful feature, because sometimes I was already surprised with going in the history to find all these features, and I said, hey, my God, what is it all about? So sometimes it's good to look it up, and then, it is all, we are all human beings, and there's so much going on in your own brain yourself. So, and then you need to suffer also with your screen reader or with your assistive technology. But we all do our best to give your information, and then you can always count on the nice people from Sight and Sound to help you.
And I just thought of another Zoomtext one, actually.
Oh yeah.
Oh. That I was just having a look back through, because there's a What's New pages on Freedom Scientific, and I was just going back through and having a look, because it's got all the keystrokes there as well for the new things. And there's a quick access. Is it a quick access?
Oh, the quick access bar. Yeah, but that is really typical, good for the low vision. And what I said, my own site sharing, there's also deteriorating. Since I am using my Guide Dog Chef, probably some people know that I am not using my screen so much. But the quick access toolbar is really a nice way for low vision people to bring up the most used functions on a access bar or toolbar on the screen. So you with a keystroke or with a click on a specific location or icon, you bring up this access bar, and then you can also specify what features you are if you want to have different features. The traditional ones are zooming in, zooming out, and change colors, etc. But you can also bring up more specific ones, and that's really helpful. It's really a powerful feature. And it will also, for the JAWS user, you are familiar with the Braille viewer. That's always on the top of the screen. Well, this can be also on top of the screen, or you can choose also the left or right side of your screen. It is up to your personal
preference.
Preference.
Okay. All right. That's
great.
Brilliant. I want to go to thanks for bringing that to our attention, Sharon. Good one.
No worries.
I want to bring in Martin Foden, because he's had his hand up for a long time. His arm must be very tired.
Oh my God.
He's had his virtual hand up for a while. So Martin, you should be able to unmute yourself, I hope. And we'd love to hear your question. I'm just going to send an unmute request again. Sometimes Zoom takes a little bit of time.
I hope he didn't give up on us.
Try this again. Hopefully not.
Hey.
Hi, Martin.
Great.
Hi, we are. Sorry about that.
No
Right.
problem.
My question is, right, I'm using JAWS 23 archive with Thunderbirds, which is the email client thing. Now, what I'm finding with internet, what I'm finding is, when you like, because you've got to tab over so many times to get your emails. When you do that, right, you come down to the first email and you open it, it reads it for a second and it drops out. Yeah. And what you have to do is you have to escape and come back in again. Has anybody else had this problem?
Personally, I don't, because I don't use Thunderbird. So I'm not a user of Thunderbird, but I will check, Martin, with it.
It just seemed to give up like halfway through.
Sorry to interrupt. It's very annoying because I say, you're listening to an email and all of a sudden it stops.
Yeah. Also, and then if you have started then a say all, Martin, is that with insert arrow down? Is it then stopping?
No. It's just to say, if you're just doing it normally by entering, you find like you click on your email and enter, right? Yeah. And then it starts to read it, and all of a sudden it stops. So you have to do is you have to escape and go back in it again, and then it'll read it, and then it reads it properly.
And if you read it with arrow down, it will then continue, or it's only when it's reading it automatically.
Yeah. Right. Okay. If you use the arrow key and get it to read sentence, it'll do it then. But if you want it to read like it automatically, that's when it does that problem. But it's not all the time. It's just now and again. But it's very frustrating.
Yeah.
Has this been an issue, Martin, only recently, or has this been going on for a long time?
No, I had it with JAWS 17. That's why I upgraded. I did a big upgrade. I went from 20 to like with SMA. I went from 20, 21, 22, 23. So I bought a big lump in one go. Yeah. Now I found with 16 and 17 it did it. And that's why I upgraded. Now it stopped doing it, but then all of a sudden, just recently with 23, it started doing it again.
Now, can you send Stuart? Can you help me by receiving this email, and then I will move it on to our team in Florida for the tech support.
So, Martin, if you're happy for us to share that with Jan at Vispero, we'll if you want to send me it, just send me an email if you don't mind, and then we'll see what we can do for that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because there's a problem because I've got learning difficulties. I can't spell. So if I get my partner to do is that fine?
Of course, that's 100%.
No problem.
Absolutely.
No problem.
So sorry about this, but it's
no problem.
Absolutely fine, Martin. Just
okay. So when do you want me to send you an email? Now,
whenever you're ready.
Okay, all right. Okay, she's doing something.
And then also, Martin, I can also add on this one. This is also a new feature. I did not mention it, but it's since it is so important to get all the different details from your system available for the tech support team, and it can be then the local sight and sound team, but also the people in Vispero. There is a new tool available, FS Support tool. You can find it under the help menu within JAWS and also within Zoomtext and Fusion. It is a tool that collects all the available information for your Windows operating system, the versions of drivers, etc., but also the versions used of Office and your assistive technology, and also your Thunderbird, etc. Because we recognize it is so difficult to keep up when you are Office 365 subscription, or a monthly or yearly, or when you have a version of Office 2021 or a fixed version available. It's different in experiences, so it's very important to get all the informations at the right people. So please use also the FS Support tool. And then there is a question or a form field is coming up with an email, and then it will be sent. Also use that email from yourself, and then you will be in touch also with the Freedom Scientific of the Vispero tech support team.
Okay, that's a good one to flag as well, the support tool.
So interrupt you again. So you want me to send you an email now, right? to explain the problem again, yes, so you can send it on, yes.
Just Martin, all you need to do is just put in the email as to, you know, something like, this is my problem with Thunderbird, which I mentioned on the webinar. That'll be enough for us to know what it's about.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you don't have to put a big
so who
description.
do we email that to? Do we email it to you now or what?
Send it to, if it's easiest for you, just send it to sales@sightandsound.co.uk, and they'll forward it to me. I'll let them know what to expect.
That's sales at Sight and Sound. What do you say? .uk, yeah.
Sight and Sound, sales@sightandsound.co.uk. .co.uk.
Could you even reply to the webinar email?
You could reply to the webinar email either, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah. What's that? Can you? Okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I think we got that
email.
we got that one. Thank you.
We're going to have to let this one go because
no, that's fine. Thank you. Thank you.
Just send it on when you're ready. Okay.
Thank you,
Martin.
Okay. I'm just looking to see if I have any more raised hands, and I don't see any. So Sharon, if there's anything in chat that you want to reference to us?
No, everyone's
okay.
Gone quiet.
Okay.
Then we're going to the teaser part.
So Jan, the teasers. Everyone wants to hear these.
Yeah. Well, it is again. This is what I got. You know, I had to bang on Ryan's and Roxana's door a long time. You know, please give me. You know, but I got 2 from Zoomtext and 2 from Jaws. I want to start with Zoomtext, and that is a new feature that is smooth penning. And that's really when you are, it is already available in the early adapter program. So when people want to come or when they are curious, they can already enable it. But that is also a more smooth penning experience where when you are penning with the mouse over the screen and then scrolling over the screen, and that experience is getting more smoother and smoother. You need to hold down a key, and then you will have a much more pleasant reading experience than you used to have when you are not having this feature. So this is really a nice, comfortable feature. Sorry, to optimize your reading comfort. Then a new one is also we know, or I know it for myself, that the performance of Zoomtext was always a little bit more clunky, that you had to have a heavy, powerful computer. We have done a lot of development work and effort to build up a complete new magnification engine. And so we have started from scratch, and that is really was necessary. And we all know that Zoomtext was there already for long, since the early days. I think it was the early 90s. It was already available for DOS, and then also for the Windows environment. Just like JAWS, it is a long life history. And then the code is sometimes a little bit too much, and then you cannot change it anymore without breaking things, and then it's getting too long. So they have decided now to get a better optimized version to complete rewrite the whole magnification engine. That's the result already there. It will be implemented in 2024. It is now also already available in the early adapter program. Therefore, it is not yet equipped with the complete X-font technology, because we are all known that the X-font technology for a more sharper font presented, that is not available now anymore, but it will be in 2024. And since you, when you have now the 2023 feature version running of Zoomtext and of Fusion, you can already adapt. When you open the early adapter, you can have a sneaky preview already of this new Mac engine. It's not complete yet, what I explained to you earlier, but we are looking for feedback. We're eager to have it. It is nice, it is stable, but not complete yet. The X font is not overall available yet, but it will be in the new 2024 release. So those are the two from Zoomtext. And then I have for JAWS also two teasers what I told you. That is one, a Braille feature. And that is for sighted people, we have been already, well, it is quite common that you also in our office now for sighted colleagues is the availability that you have always two screens available, you know, that you have on your left-hand side, you have Outlook, on your right-hand side, you have Word or a browser or whatever, and that you can share the information or read instantly, or yeah, of course, you need to move your eyes from the left screen to the right screen, but it is no need to do Alt Tab or to click with the mouse, etc. No, by simply switching your eyes, you can have it also available. Well, on the Braille display, you have your hands available and also Braille cells. So when you have a Braille display, and that is, we think we will implement it with more cells than 32, then you have the ability to split your Braille display into two, and then you can use, or we are thinking of, Braille features similar like sighted people have on their, to make use of two screens, that you can read on the left-hand side. For example, you have your mail message open, and you have on the right-hand side, you have a Word document open. And then you can simply read when you are composing an email of the document you want to summarize, for example, then you can read on the right-hand side with your fingers and pen through the document of the Word document. And then without pressing Alt Tab or whatever, you move your fingers to the left, and then you activate that part, and then you can type again. Or you can simply use it also in Excel, for example, where you have a value, the cell A1 open, and there is also a formula in that cell. Then you can have on the right-hand side directly the existing formula in that cell. So it's really a feature, for example, what you can use also when learning Braille. A contracted Braille, for example, that you have on the left-hand side, you have your uncontracted version, and on the right-hand side, you have the contracted version. There are a lot of items available, what we can think of to make use of this brand new feature. We are also, again, looking for your input. Bring up your ideas. Think of using PowerPoint, think of using Word, think of using whatever favorite program you are using. And then there is oh my God, and I forgot, there's software suggestions at vispero.com. That is the email address, and Ryan and Roxana are eagerly waiting for your emails with all the ideas from your side, what you can implement in this new feature. So this is a really nice feature for the Braille users, and we're looking forward to have that implemented in the 2024 release. Then the last one is a feature what is used or also helping out with a problem. Yeah, what is a problem nowadays? You know, when you are able to have this have a job, or when you are doing, for example, a Teams meeting or a Zoom meeting. And I did not share my screen, so my camera is not pointing at me, but it's sometimes also complicated to be in the right position in front of your camera. And then it is JAWS will have there is not really the right name is defined, so it is really a new feature. But it will help you to position correctly in front of your camera. So if you're and then you want to be centered, of course, you know. So it gives you the a hint: sit more to the left, or sit more to the or bring down the camera, or more up, or whatever. And so it will give you directions to sit in the center of your camera. So yeah, it will help you then also to be nice and professional in that, as good looking as you can be in front of the camera, especially with these kind of programs like Zoom and Teams and Skype, for example. You know, that's also, but yeah, Skype is getting a little bit out of use in this way, but it is a helpful tool. So those are the 4 teasers I have for you, Stuart.
Fantastic, Jan. My goodness, we're definitely looking forward to trying out both those features in JAWS and the Zoomtext features too, especially the new magnification engine. Sound really exciting. And as Jan mentioned, people will have the chance to test out the public beta a little bit later in the year. And Jan, maybe we'd love you to come back maybe at after the release of 2024 to help us understand some of the new features, if you're up for doing that.
I'm always eager to do that. Yeah, it's always nice to speak with you. Yeah.
So we very much appreciate Jan's time today for helping us to get a bit of a handle on what's changed in JAWS in the last little while, giving us a reminder of some of the features that are available to us currently if you're running 2023 or even 22 for some people. And of course, remember the upgrades that are available to you from the 17th of July, and get in touch with us if you want. I don't have any other raised hands, Sharon, unless you have anything you want to mention from
I have nothing
chat.
in chat. No, nothing new.
Chat. Everyone's I think everyone's just so excited.
Happy. Everyone's
yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I'm happy to to have given you all the, or all, not all, but the major new features what we've done in the past, and also these are some we will introduce in the new cycle. And use the email address software suggestions at vispero.com, and then or you can send it also, share it with Stuart or with me at Sight and Sound. You know,
absolutely, we're happy to pass on any suggestions. Thanks, Jan. We're looking forward to seeing anyone who's coming to Site Village Central in Birmingham, and Sharon and I and lots of our other colleagues will be there. We're very excited about it.
Have fun.
There's no webinar Wednesday in August. We're on a month off, at least, sorry, from our webinars, not from work. And we'll be back in September. So look forward to catching up with everyone in September. Have a great summer, and remember, stay in touch with Sight and Sound. And thanks again, Jan, for your time this afternoon.
You're welcome.
Jan.
Take care, everybody.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All the best. Bye.